Ogwade.
Sir.
Now, we've heard what everyone's got to say.
Yes,
in terms of 2013, this is all the things. It would not even scratch the surface because we can't go as deeply as possible into every tiny event and incident and accidents that happened during the course of 2013. But if we have to sum it all up and say, Nigerians, how did we fare on the political terrain? What is your thought?
We've not feared at all. There's nothing to win anything because the people are in a state of confusion. People are confused, but that's not my problem. My problem is that the government has not been strong. My brother was going there. We need strong laws. It's laws that make things work. I won't go too far. The way I see you and many people who are listening, Ghana, about 21 years ago, Ghanaians were here in their droves. They were hewers of food and drawers of water to Nigerians. But the story changed because they got it legally. As I talk to you now as a lawyer, I know that we operate the 1914 laws. 1914. Just cosmetizing it, pancake it. Laws are what can make Nigeria better. And I won't go too far so that I don't think what's this man saying. Some few days ago, the Supreme Court came out with a judgment that body judge is free. That is right, and it has a bad precedent. Because I tell you, Nigeria, the civil servants that I know in Nigeria, they begin to contract split. They will split contracts now. And we're in soup, big time soup with that judgment.
Fortunate.
Because they will take advantage of it, and I know what I'm talking, because lawyers know what they do. Because they begin to split contracts. If your level is just, your approval limit is 20 million, you now cut it 20 million, you want to give 1 billion naira, you now begin to split. Nobody will hold you. But when we have strong law, I tell you, South Korea, no matter goes within 2 weeks. South Korea, no matter what, in a court. So, but here we are there 20 years. So when we know that the law is not working, then the culture of impunity reigns.
That's why we have to talk. That's why there's
when the culture of impunity is there, then things go wrong. I go to prison regularly as a practitioner, not as a prisoner. I go there to see people in the course of my work. Waiting bring you come here, Oga. I don't know 5,000 naira and 2,000 naira sometimes. Common pure water Nokia phone of 1,000 naira. Because you know the scenario. The man is caught, taken to the police station. The police station, he's not able to get somebody there. The family are not able to talk to do the bail. He sends to the court the next day. They call it overnight. The next day, the magistrate will look at it. One simple thing, bring somebody to stand as a shorty. No. Rather than that, the person will be sent to Kirikiri or one of the prison. That's all. From there, the man will be there 5 years. Many that I do. 5 years, ordinary simple thing. Many. But this big man has stolen billions. He's gotten a good lawyer, fame. He will be straight. The next thing is that he's not available. They will grant him bail, and that's all. The man will be walking free on the streets. And we say Nigeria will better, not until we sit down and look at the laws of this country. It is the law that governs society. In fact, God himself created heaven and earth with the law. So if the law is not there, then definitely all these things we are saying is just, as the Hausa man would say, Dogon Turenchi. Turenchi, that's all.
Excuse me, bro. One of the biggest problem again, we think the challenge we have in Nigeria is that we don't put emphasis on institution. We don't need strong character. We don't need strong personality. We need strong institution. Like what this we're talking about is all about institution. We want a very strong institution, and we're able to carve a niche for the society, for Nigeria. Because all these things we're talking about, we have to restructure a lot of things. They don't come. 1914 law cannot come overnight and be repealed. No, you have to follow the rudiments, the processes. They have to go through those processes for you to get those repealed. And that is why we're talking about we want to be talking, Jojo, not worrying. Because worrying cannot give us anything. We need to sit down on the round table. No, we're sitting now. The Nigerians need to discuss fundamentally, not discussion for one's interest. If we are going to discuss on this confab, I see that confab as something, as an avenue of bringing up all these issues that the learned man is talking about. If we go into the national confab as being enunciated by the president, when we sit down, you bring up this emphasis, you all write your script, your briefs. These are areas that has been a problem. In South Korea, as you said, two weeks, every case has been finished and all that. That is, you bring your own solution. This is how this thing can be done. They are workable, but we cannot resolve it by warring. It's something we need to sit down and discuss fundamental issues. Touching
so you continue to show that it's workable in Nigeria.
It's
election petition. No, it's not. It's just a period of 130 days, 190 days.
Yeah.
So it's everything. Everything. So it's workable, go on, sir.
Yeah. So we need that strong institution. Not when the journalist was talking about a president not being assertive. He's not a military man. In the military regime, you can walk up to them and say, "Look, what's your name, sir?" Kayode, look, you are fired. You can't do that. You have to follow in democracy. You go to the National Assembly, the president brings up a budget and sends to the National Assembly. They will edict it, and if it doesn't favor them, they will turn it back. Even the federal
you are going politics. I'm
coming. No,
the president has the power to hire.
No,
excuse me.
No, excuse me. I am coming. There are issues.
Politics.
No, I'm coming. I'm coming. There are certain things. There are certain policies that cannot be evaded just like that.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? So what I'm saying, if we have a strong institution set in place, things will begin to work. But these things are absent. And secondly, all of us are speaking the same thing, that's saying corruption. I'm sure any of us has given this opportunity now. Maybe it will worse than others.
But it is not about us.
It's about the
government now.
Because the activities affect all of us.
No, see, let me tell you what. We as a people can change. It can cause the change of events. We can cause the change of events by our attitude. Because we were discussing before we entered the studio, someone asks, what have you done to change? We can't be expecting everything of a government to do everything for us. Government cannot do everything for us.
Won't you agree that the government has not done enough before we start talking about doing everything?
There is no government in the world that does enough. There is no government in the world that does enough. Even America you're talking about. There's no government in the world that does. Go to England, beggars all over the street. Go to New York, there are beggars all over the street.
Okay, maybe enough is relative.
Come on, there's no government that can do everything for you. Like, okay, look at it.
There's a difference between.
So let me tell you one thing. Like the issue. I'm coming. Let me bring this issue. You see, Jonathan is unfortunate that the man entered Nigeria when he entered into a very hot table. He's the most malign. I'm coming. He's the most malign president. Look at Boko Haram issue. Boko Haram before. Boko Haram. I'm coming. You can never.
Have you all voted for him?
Let me arrive to what I'm saying.
Okay, arrive very quickly.
What I'm saying is that Jordan came in. The issue of Boko Haram came on board. They are destructive. The issue of Boko Haram is destructive.
But Mr. Goike, also recall that he asked for us to vote for him. He put himself forward, knowing the nature of the problems facing Nigeria at that point in time.
The issue of terrorism in Nigeria is aligned. It's not akin to Nigerian society. To the level it took. Even in America, they were developed society. In September, you know what happened. Yeah, security.
We need to move on from there.
He didn't know the nature of the challenge before he applied for the job. He applied for the job.
Madam, let me tell you one thing. He applied for the job. I was voted for. But the issue of Boko Haram before was an issue of trying to use it as a propaganda against him.
So in essence,
yes, in essence. So at the end of the day, those people who started that issue, who sponsored the Boko Haram issue, do not have control over it again. The thing now is dive into an international Al-Qaeda setup.
Okay.
But it's so hard now. It's not something you can just fight and finish it just like that.
Thank you very much. Can I sum it up this way? Then if I apply for a job and I know what this job entails.
Absolutely.
Sorry, please.
Yeah.
If I apply for a job and I know what the job entails, if I get in there and I suddenly realize that the dynamics of what I need to do has changed from what I thought it should be. Should I resign or should I amend my scope of thought to adapt and be able to deliver results? Should I resign or deal with challenges?
Wonderful.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's move on to Mrs. Obara now. we have to begin to wind down and move towards the end of this segment of the program. Your thought in terms of what government should focus on in a couple of sentences, and also what Nigerians should look at doing in 2014.
Well, if you ask me, for now, government should focus on living a very good record. Some of our governors in Southwest, when they wanted to recontest, I asked some of them, we were discussing, and then some of them I asked, particularly one of them, I said, what if you don't come back? You know, he was talking, was like, I'm coming by, when I come back, second term, you know. So I was like, what if you don't come back? I asked him. If he's watching me, he will remember I said so. I said, what if you don't come back? So for every government, not only the president, all of them, the governors, those that think they are coming back, and those that have done their 2 terms, they should concentrate on leaving a good record. Not for anything. If you leave it, you have left it for yourself. And I tell people, if you do good, just as we are here, whatever you do, you are doing it for yourself. If it's good, you have done it for yourself. If it's bad, you have done it for yourself. So they should concentrate on leaving a very good record and think as if they will die tomorrow.
Okay, and then Nigerians?
Then for Nigerians, we must all ensure that we see Nigeria as a Nigeria is mine. If something is yours, what do you do to ensure that it's fine? If you have a child, how do you treat your child? How do you ensure that your child succeeds? How do you feed your child well? Let's see Nigeria. Every Nigerian should see Nigeria as his or hers. And then from there, we can take it up and ensure that everything we do henceforth is for the good of the country. Wherever you are, Nigeria is not Nigeria. Nigeria is here where I'm sitting. So as I'm going out, even if it's just picking up a piece of paper from a wrong place, you see a neat environment, you see a wrap of sweet, pick it up. It doesn't cost us anything. You are doing it. When I had this accident, when we were prepared, I was in charge of it. I was liaising with the government of Ogun State. We came from Abuja to Abeokuta to do this program. In the program, we had ambulance inside the thing, just for emergency if anything happens, because we were interviewing people all over Nigeria for job employment abroad, technical aid corps. And then it was like, oh, we are going to have a lot of crowd. Anything could happen. Someone could collapse. So yeah. That ambulance, it was for me. I arranged the ambulance, and when it happened, I was the one that was put in that ambulance.
Can I imagine?
So if you think you are doing it for yourself. You are doing it for anybody.
Yes.